best experience of my life. No, that's real as well. It was the best experience of my life, hands down. Nothing touches it. In terms of, obviously I've been on my healing journey, doing lots of things to discover what it means to heal. But going to ceremony, it's like it, for lack of a better word, it shits on everything else. Because you see clearly, you feel clearly, you understand without having to explain. Is the only way I can say it really, is like, you just get this understanding, or overstanding.
Or understanding.
And understanding, of course. So yeah, for me, obviously I was very nervous because it's, every time you face yourself, it's a bit more like, ah. But this experience was just different. You know, the medicine makes you see clearly. It was way better than I thought it would be for me personally, because I trusted in the process. And there's a lot of things, you know, there's a saying, a lot of people say trust in the process, but do we truly trust in the process? No, we don't. You know, so yeah, it was. I can't go into too much detail because I don't want to like spoil it for others. But for me, there was a lot of shadow work being done. A lot of shadows with it. When you talk about surgery, psychic surgery, I experienced psychic surgery in terms of like my spirit was being worked on. I don't know if you want to speak about what you was doing, because you was doing some next stuff, bro.
Yeah, first and foremost, like, I really love the way that you conducted yourself, and the way that you carry yourself in your approach to your healing process. Very admirable. I would say that you are an exemplary human being, you know, in terms of, you know, we carry so much, we don't realize that we're carrying, you know, and still you're this bright light, you know, for others, you know, and I feel that that is the most fundamental work. That's one of the most important things, to be a good person. To be a good person and to have good intention, and you had that. And
because he said to me, he's like, do you have any questions? I was like, no. I don't want to answer no questions, I just want to do it. I just know it has to be done. I don't want no kind of like overthinking, because that's the problem. And he was like, that's the attitude.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, that's cool. But
Trust the process.
yeah, I just trusted the process. And it was, what was powerful was the tones as well. So it was like, as soon as he, like, so I started trying to speak. I was like, I'm seeing stuff. He's like, shh. And I was like, okay. It's intense, isn't it? So obviously, then the tone starts, and then I understood what vibrations was, like seeing the vibrations and feeling shadows leaving you. Like, there is the frequency of tones is like what a learning to have, just seeing it coming out, and then I'm just seeing it running out of me like shadows. I was like, whoa, feeling it, face, stomach, past my chest, my heart. There was a lot of work on my heart. I was like, wow, this is mad, but it's beautiful. Yeah. And then having a different type of appreciation for nature. I won't go into too much detail.
yeah, we're gonna go there.
But the way nature interacts with us, and the way that because you know, you learn it in school about science and molecules and how everything's alive, but we don't truly appreciate like the way nature is working with us. And so being able to see how nature interacts with us was a beautiful thing. And when you breathe, how it's in alignment with you. If you breathe into the grass and how you can, it's just mad what you can see.
Well, it's our relationship. It's our relationship with an entity that is constantly giving us, constantly giving, and what we do, and we're taking. But it's like, you know, we also need to give, you know, in a kind of on an energetic level. It's almost like the mother that we don't fully appreciate, even down to like our physical body is earth.
Yeah.
You know, it's made up of earth. We have to keep eating from it. We have to feed from it. We have to breathe from it. We have to be in its presence. Otherwise, we become mentally, physically, and spiritually sick. You know, we need it. And, you know, the way we've been programmed is to kind of disconnect from that. You know, even when we die, we don't give our body back to the earth. You know, it's like fruit. We need to give it back. You know, we've eaten, and then what we giving in, silicone and all kinds of just plastic and you know, it's like a child being in nursery and playing with the toys. Put the toys back in it. Like, leave it tidy the way it was given to you. Put it away neatly and give it back. It's like, no, I don't even want to give you the body. What? Because it's dirty. I don't want to put it in the dirt. You know what I mean? I don't want to touch it. I don't want to feel it and everything. So it's this weird relationship that we have with it. And by working with these different medicines from the earth, this biological technology is kind of tuning us back into the frequency of it, putting us back into the right program that we should be in. And that's why we feel so good when we do it.
And to be fair, ever since, so after myself, you can contest this, the peace I felt, I've never felt peace like this before this. I access that now, but that peace, which to the point now where people are like, "Is something up with you?" I'm fine. Because you said it, like these lot are saying I'm like a monk now.
Yeah.
Because when we was going in, I was nervous as hell. I was just like, let's just get this done. Let's just get it done.
Let's just get it done.
Let's just get it done. I'm sitting there, these lot up and down, talking. Obviously, I don't know what's going on. I'm just like, let's just get it done. That's a lot. But once it was done, the peace, I was just sitting there. I was sleeping for quite a bit, and then I was just sitting there, but I was in real peace. I was like, how do I go back to reality with this? Because it was like so intense.
That's the test though, isn't it?
Yeah, that is the test.
Like, you gotta get back out there.
Yeah.
You gotta, now it's you being this new version of you in this mess.
Yeah.
And adding value.
It made me know as well how much time is a problem in this realm, like, because obviously when you're in that space, there's no time, it's just space, right? And then you come back into time, and then you realise how we're on the clock we are about lots of different things, and how that plays into our self-destruction a little bit. But if you create space, because sometimes you'll be in a space where, like, I've been doing it so much recently, where you're in a space, you're just talking and connecting, and then you're like, oh, 3 hours has gone. That's space. If we don't have the whip of time, then yeah, it's just like you have to be on time. And I don't know where I'd get that from if it wasn't for that. So time was very important. Inner peace, and then the learnings. I'm still getting learnings now. All now, I'm like, I'm getting downloads, I'm getting dreams, and I'm seeing people for who they are, beyond their veil. Clarity, man, and through the way they speak and the energy of they speak, I'm holding space rather than helping people in, which is for me, is very significant because Paul did something with us, yeah, and powerful what he did. So me and Yaz were talking, and we'll talk about that more next time when we both think. But he wasn't engaging. He was kind of like energetically holding the space while we were just like letting it all out. And he was just sitting there, I just sort of like, enjoying us connecting, but he was just holding space. And it was so powerful because it was a blueprint. Because I've been doing that same sort of thing with my family. I've had so many deaths recently, so I've been doing the same things like that. I've had in my work, I'm just holding space, but I'm not engaging in it, because then if I engage in it, I'm taking on the energy. Which is before, remember, I'd get drained. You used to say to me, bro, just be aware of what you're doing, because you're going up and down, up and down. So now, although there's a lot going on, same as ever, even more, but people are like, how are you dealing with it? I have no idea. I do have an idea. I'm not engaged.
It's the question.
Yeah.
How are you dealing with it?
Yeah.
I'm not dealing with it.
Yeah. I'm holding space, I'm observing and knowing when to and when not to, but I don't engage in the space of like joining you in your darkness and then taking on your energy. You feel charged and I feel drained. I don't have that gift yet. But I've been just holding space and saying, hey, and then they're transforming themselves. They don't have to do nothing. I'm just facilitating a space for them to look at themselves, ask themselves the questions. They get the credit, they go away feeling
empowered.
Yeah.
Do you know what I realized, is when I first came into the medicine, at first I wanted everyone to do it. It's like, yo, do it, yeah, you need to do this, yeah, go there, like a madman. And I found that, the people who wasn't ready to see themselves, I was getting conflict from. I was getting a lot of conflict from people. But in my mind, I'm like, this is what you need to do. This is the problem. This is the solution. You just need to see something other than this rubbish that we've been shoved down our throats every freaking day. You just need to see something else, and then you can kind of be like, hold on a second, there might be something else other than this.
Having this conversation today, I'm saying basically the same thing. Like, you just want your people to be able to consciously say no. To take into account that side and that side, consciously know how you've been wired. Take that into account and choose, because really and truly, it's not a choice. So are you saying that you want to self-destruct? Is that what you want? How is that feeling right now? You don't want that, do you? You might feel comfortable in that space, but that's not really what you want. It's just giving them the opportunity to say no, to actually say no. And that's what we don't have. We were robbed of that.
Do you know what? It's like the natural programming of human beings, we're not getting that right now. Our natural programming is for us to love each other and to work in communion with each other. Because there was something that was said to me after a ceremony, it just came to me. It said, you don't have to be everything, because that's what everyone else is for. You don't have to be everything, because that's what everyone else is for. We didn't have to create this, but we're inside of it. I didn't create. How many co-creators are in this room right now?
Plumbers, electricians, multiple.
We need each other. And this is the natural programming of the human being, the vehicle that we're in. That is its natural programming. It needs to be reset to default settings. And what I've found is when I've done work with people and I'm able to clear them, they return back to default settings. And it's like I feel at peace. At first, it's like, what the hell is this? I feel like one girl that I did a ceremony with, she was like, I feel empty. I feel bland. I feel like unseasoned chicken. I feel like unseasoned meat. Like, what is this? I feel empty. I said, that's peace. She goes, oh, peace? Damn. I didn't even, I feel at peace. And how sad is that? It's lovely and it's bittersweet.
Paradox.
Because it's like we had to go through all of that for you to get to that point.
And even at that point, it was like, this feels weird and unfamiliar. Peace right now is unfamiliar to people.
Yeah, that was me.
And I'm like, we've gone through all of that and did all of this, and you are now at 0. I feel amazing, but that's 0. We should be starting off at 0.
100%.
But we start off in the minus.
Yeah.
You know, we've treated ourselves as human beings on this planet so bad.
You're saying some real stuff. The reason why, like, I guess I've always known this without knowing this, but when you come into this, you're in the profit side of life because you came into it for nothing. Don't get me wrong, you were everything when you came in, but if you're talking about just being in society, having food to eat, having clothes on your back, earning money, doing whatever, you're in the profit side. So if you was to take that into account, right, profit, you'll be like, yo, like, I'm winning because I came into this with nothing. So the suffering, right, this is self-destruction. You actually don't know that you are in the plus. You're in the pro side of life. But that's not enough for you because of the narrative that's been set.
It's like energy harvesting.
Yeah.
I realised they're doing it 24/7.
But we've forgotten what the currency actually is.
You were
That is how we exchange. That is not the currency that we should be obtaining things. There's a spiritual level underneath that. There's an energetic exchange, and there's a way that it is done. And we forgot that. Oh, I've done this, so I should be given £300 or £900, and then I'm going to take that £900 and buy that. What the hell is that, man?
Never stops.
Everything here is free. It doesn't need you cutting down trees and making paper and shifting it around and creating. It was perfect before you put your spin on it.
Yeah.
It's not needed. The soil is technology. We call it dirt. It's technology. You put something in, something comes out.
It's life.
And by the very nature in which you approach it energetically, you're going to yield so much more. It's that whole thing of, you take one step to God, it takes 10 steps towards you, or 1,000 steps towards you. Take that one step, you plant that one seed, you've got food for generations. Every human being on this planet is a victim.
110%.
Everyone we're in it. It's like we're swimming in sewage.
Been violated.
Yeah, we're swimming in sewage, and we've all hurt each other, and we're carrying a whole bunch of stuff that isn't ours.
Yeah.
Even in the personal development field, there is this, because I've been doing it for so long, and I was like, rah. Even in the space where you're meant to be getting help healing, there's a lot of like misguided, because everyone's following saviors, right? And it's like, well, if they actually showed you the mirror of who you are, that's all you need to do.
Yeah, but then no one would have a job.
Yeah.
People are forgetting, what we're actually here to do, which is to serve. And that's how it works. It's just service. Whatever it is you do is service. That's really what it is. We don't have to masquerade as trying to help, because that is how it gets down. Like, I'm not a painting and decorator. I need a painting and decorator. I'm not a plumber. I need a plumber. There you go. That's your purpose. And really and truly, it's like you have the surface of the thing, which is like my job and my service or whatever. But really underneath all of that is we're supposed to be in good intention, to have good intention. To have self-love, self-mastery, and good intention for others. What is a seed unless you plant it and everyone else feeds from it? What the hell is a seed for? The machine is broken, and that's really what the problem is. And a lot of people are not aligned within their own purpose and their own path.
Yeah. Purpose.
So yeah, purpose, where it's like it's like the way it used to be is like you're born at this time, the stars were aligned at this time, this is the talents and gifts which is in your bloodline, this is what you're supposed to do. You are good with your hands, you are an electrician, you are whatever, that is your gift. And you being guided in a way, yeah, where it's like, okay, this is your purpose, this is your stuff, alright, now do that, alright, there's a place for you over there. That's not there. Now it's like we've got these rigid boxes, these small tiny boxes. We start trying to learn the art of how do we fit this giant into this small tiny box. Okay, first you have to break your legs. You break them this way, this is how you break them, and then you have to break your spine. You got to fold it like 5 times to get in the box. You're not doing it right. Now you got to break your neck, and you got to make sure that you collapse your arms in a kind of way so you can fit in that. There you go, perfect. And then off the back of that, it's people profiting.
The suffering.
Oh, he's not mentally well, go to a psychiatrist. Oh, he's not mentally well, here's some gums and stuff to make yourself feel better. Oh, they're not freaking well, they got a very bad relationship with self. Oh, we can give you that. We can give you that. Just look at the music videos and look at this is what it is. And then you're further trying to fit this individual signature into this freaking box, which is pre-packaged and already has a whole bunch of income streams coming from it. It's like, it's not sustainable anymore. That's why it's collapsing.
It's coded so well in it because they can help you and you feel like they're helping you but they're hiding you.
Yeah. It's just taking you away from yourself, because it's like you're looking at them for the answer instead of them being able to go, no, you.
You have to answer. Yeah.
The other thing I was learning, intention,
Yeah,
is a big one for me, because the word was there, but the feeling now and seeing, I can fucking see, man. I can see intention through the eyes. It's crazy. But it also makes me know, so with the way we practice in our daily lives, just like, for instance, to give you an example, my grandfather's funeral, in this society they call it death, or what do they call it, mourning, whatever it is. In my Ghanaian family they call it call to eternity, intention behind. So the way they organise is the community, he's had an experience through the life, they will come together and offer offerings, whether it's money, space, time, and each community will come and present what they want to give to the family. We want to help you grieve, we want to help you financially, we want to offer you the space. I'm like, where did we learn this here? Intention. So there's rituals we have that we do every day, and people can say, oh, well, what do you mean rituals? Everything's a cult.
Everything's a ritual.
We're in a culture, so so we do daily rituals, we listen to certain types of music, we watch certain types of TV, we eat certain types of food, which is all ritualistic, but we don't even realise that while we're suffering, we're saying hello every morning, or morning, every morning. And it's like, oh my God, the way we've been entwined into this kind of death and destruction culture is very clever, but it also makes sense why we're feeling certain ways in this society, because I can't speak on other places, as well as we don't have as much sun. But so that's been very vivid for me, which is why I've been a bit not as engaging. I'm seeing all the events and it's like I'm watching TV. I'm just observing what's going on, and okay, so that's interesting. The learning, I'm able to learn properly, and I'm just not engaged in it as much as before. I realise I'm trying to speak about certain things, and I'm not not really interested in doing that now. We'll create the space for you to learn.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. I like that.
Yeah, so super grateful, brother. That was the best by far experience of my life, in relation to like the healing and just real. It was just a real experience that you can see beyond what we need to communicate through language. There's stuff about language with this experience. There's nothing that you can really explain how you see and how you feel. I'm a seer, so I saw some stuff. Some lot of stuff. But what I also learned was about protecting my own energy through messages, through the ancestors and stuff. So there was something about, and you've seen it, other people have told me, like, just protect yourself because of who you are. And so that's wired in me now, like, protect your space when you're going out. I'm saging literally every day. Saging every day, incense every day. I've got a sage spray with me. Because I'm like, I'm coming off of things and I'm feeling, I'm like, okay, I can feel I'm picking up stuff. So I'm just like, so that again was another vivid message for me about how, and it made me appreciate humans who are trying as well. Because they're trying to find something.
Yes.
They're trying to discover it. They're trying to, and then you think, wow, like even when you haven't taken medicine, but you're just like, oh my God, you lot are going through so much.
And you're trying.
There's so much conditions in place for you not to see yourself.
It's like walking around in the mud.
It's like,
You
how do you get out? You
trying
don't,
to
as you said, they don't even know what dirt is.
Yeah.
Like, we call it dirt as if it's like, yeah, I don't want to get dirty, like it's a bad thing. Like, dirt is the thing that keeps everything alive. How the hell could we be like...
It's insane. It's actually insanity.
Why is it
to have this aversion to nature and the way that we do? It's actually insanity. And we've got laws placed on the freaking earth which we're going to return to. You know what I mean? That's illegal, that's illegal, that's illegal. But your whole body is going to feed the same thing you're making illegal. That's illegal. But when it grows, it's like, what are you going to do? Arrest the plant? It's insane. It's actual insanity. You are not well. You are not well by definition of you being a human being which is supposed to interact with nature in a particular way. It's supposed to be a really tight relationship. And that's where all of these high cultures have come from. No matter where people have been on the planet, they've interacted with nature in a very deep and intimate way. And out of that, culture has sprung from that.
Yeah.
When I was interacting with this part of the earth, this is how we commune with it. This is the best way that we have a symbiosis with it. This is the best way that we connect. And that's the best way that you connect over there. And you connect over there. And we're in this melting pot right now where we can share all of this. Oh, is that how you do it over there? Is that how you do it over there? Is that how you do it over there? And really, this is why I feel that we're in a time of great awakening and a big, massive shift. Where else could you have learned about everything that was happening in Peru, in the Amazon rainforest, in Gabon, using Iboga with Peru, ayahuasca and Cambo, and Gabon with Iboga and all of that. And where else would you know about all of these different things? This is the perfect time. I want to speak about intention. Because recently I've been changing the way that I pray. I've been changing it. First, when Father was speaking to me, the first thing he told me was like, we speak with our intentions. That is our language. I'm going to try my best to articulate it in order to do it very clean and sharp and precise. You know, like if you want to say thank you, rather than you saying thank you in your mind, harness the feeling of thank you in your being and let that come out. Let that come out of you. let it vibrate out of you. Then you're saying thank you, very clean. Like instead of thank you or, but it's more like, yeah, that's thank you. So when you want to speak to your heavenly divine, or you want to speak to people, or you're holding space and you're in the silence, start speaking with your energy like that, and that is how you communicate.
That was the other thing, because the heart. Remember, my heart was there was work on my heart. Mad work on my heart. And then I started. It was just an automatic thing. It wasn't thoughts, nothing. It was like, and I could feel. And even now, when I do it, I'm just like,
Yeah.
breathing through the heart, because obviously that is another brain. It was just like I could feel like, and I was just like, it was just like beautiful feeling that like. So when you're saying it, it's making me think. Yes, that's what. The way you're explaining it is what I was doing. I was like,
We've forgotten how to speak, man. Damn.
so
I want everyone to know that I don't think that I know everything. I don't know everything. I know what I know, and what I know I share. That is it. Yeah. I don't know everything.
That's what it is. This thing teaches you we don't actually know.
You don't
everything.
need to know
you
everything.
You don't have to. It's like it's an experience thing, and it's you have your place, and you should just be comfortable. And your mind doesn't play like the judging. Like you're just flowing. You don't need to know everything. You don't need to be right, wrong, whatever it is. It's just flow. Give your from a place of pure intention, and let everything play out. And sometimes these things that we're like seeing as struggles are the things that we need to see to continue.
Yeah.
So it's like there is no bad and good. It's just like, okay, that's necessary for us to see and for us to keep on the journey and keep understanding and actually practice compassion, practice like, do you know what I mean? It's like these things, if everything was just clean and pure, we wouldn't be challenged to start going to the next level and start seeing things differently. And because like the tests that I've had since,
But it's like a spring, innit?
it's like
You see a spring, you pushing it down, it could probably look very violent, you know what I mean? Or you doing exercise and stuff on a microcosmic level, on a microscopic level, it must look very violent. Things are being torn and everything, blood spurting all over the place. You know, this energy pushing this spring up, but all of that force that is going down creates the potential for the opposite. It creates the potential for the opposite straight away with that same force in the opposite direction. So it's needed. I kind of see it is that there are creatures and beings that rule the day and creatures and beings that rule the night. You know? You have a world in the light, in the day, ruled by Father Sun, and then you have a night, a time where you're sleeping and is ruled by Mother Moon. And we spend half our lives there. Both of them are equally, they're necessary. Duality. And acceptance. And we must give what we would want to receive. We must exercise compassion because we would want that. We must exercise mercy because we would want that. And it's like when you put that in, it bears fruit and you will get it back. Like there was a guy, he was robbing from me. He was robbing from me, and he didn't know that I would find out. And when I did find out, the first feeling I felt was anger and betrayal and all of that. But then I sat and deeped it and I was like, this is really embarrassing for him. He was probably in a space, and this is like, before I called the guy, I was like, because the guy who told me was like, do you want me to break his legs? I know where he is, you know. Do you want me to break his legs? Do you want me to do this? I said, no, wait. And I said, I could humiliate him and disgrace him, and he would never be able to walk anywhere again without being seen. broken down. Then I was like, let me call him and let me offer him mercy. And if he offers me respect in return of that mercy, then I will be merciful. I said, bro, what are you saying? And he's like, yeah, everything's cool. I said, yeah, bro, I know that you've been taking money from me, you know. I know that you've been taking money from me. This much, taken about $5,000. And he's going, oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. I was going through this, I was going through that, and all of that. I said, you should have come to me. I probably would have just allowed it. And he's like, oh, I'll pay you back. And I was like, right, you have to pay me back. Every he's paying me. And then I was feeling it for him. I was like, this must be very horrible for him. You know, he was in a horrible situation set up by this crappy system. And he's just feeling like crap right now. What would I want? I'd want someone to give me forgiveness and mercy. How many times have I needed mercy and compassion and forgiveness? I said, you know what? He was paying me. I said, you know what? Let's just do this. It's too ugly. I said, this is uncomfortable and it's ugly. Let's just leave it now.
So you freed yourself from anger and all of that, because really and truly, I you. If you are to be as compassionate as you are, there's no way that you can feel that. And ultimately, you'd have to set him free.
Yeah.
You're
Setting yourself free.
And then it naturally goes out.
Yeah.
So when we are
Highest
out there,
form of compassion.
when we are out there operating and we're seeing these versions of people feeling how they feel, it's good for them to know that we know that ain't you.
Yeah.
But that's the difference now. I reckon, you see, like, you could get mad at someone, but you've just turned into an agent of the Matrix. You're a program now.
Yeah.
So by showing you compassion, you get them to return to themselves. If that makes sense. Like, you're like, well, I see you're not yourself. You're that, whatever that is. We were speaking about it before, and it's like, that's not you, because naturally you wouldn't do that. But you felt a pressure.
Naturally.
And let's take it back to the programming. You've been programmed, been set on self-destruct. You've been given narratives that don't align with you. And if they don't align with you, you're going to be off. You're not going to be on. And if you're off, how can you operate? Because you're off.
It's true. It's true. Bro, the last ceremony that I did, the sister was a Ghanaian sister as well. She was doing the work, and then she just started bawling. That was the purge. She was crying for the whole of the feminine in a whole line, and even went through the whole middle passage thing. When I'm trying to take her down the stairs, she's like, I don't want to, I can't go down the stairs, because she was having flashbacks of the middle passage. And her ancestors being taken onto the, and she was like, at the end of it, she was smiling happy as Larry, but she was like, I don't know how I got my degree with all of this inside.
Oh, it makes sense.
I don't know, and even down to the people doing that, they are damaging themselves. They are traumatized. We are all traumatized. Even the people doing the traumatizing.
Bro, it makes sense. Because if she knew better, she wouldn't have got her degree. You don't need the degree.
Taking it there.
You are higher learning.
Yeah.
They can't tell you you're higher learning.
It's true.
You just don't know you're higher learning.
What is a
So
degree?
you're kind of the enemy to get that pat on the back and say, yeah, you are that. So I'm just saying it makes sense. Why she got it done with how she was feeling, because that's how people function or dysfunction in reality. So it makes sense.
The degree of learning, I would say, you know, you have all of these books and stuff like that, people trying to be thought leaders and whatever, and they have these books and do this, do that. the degree of spiritual. There's 360 degrees of earthly knowledge, but there's 360 degrees of spiritual knowledge. And it's like when you do these things and you do these ceremonies, you get your degree of spiritual knowledge. Because instantly when you leave, you understand telepathy is real.
You understand?
We are more connected to each other than we realize. We have a past life. There is a spiritual ecosystem overlaid over this world that we think we're functioning in. There's another layer to that. Just like you have radiation and radio waves and microwaves and all of that. That's a whole reality that is happening right now in this space that you can't see, but it is there, it's
Absolutely.
taking place. You understand all of these things. You understand, wow, this is how I was before, this is how I feel now. This is what I had to do that. Oh, that is nature. You understand so much in that whole split second.
Which is why the Western world way is so messed up. Because if we're spirit first, we should know about spirit first. We should know about spirit first, so we can walk in line with purpose.
Yeah, it's
But
true.
in order for them to get you on the machine, you can't be aligned with purpose.
And it's interesting because their way is spirit first. The ones that control the
Behind closed
Yeah,
doors.
yeah.
Don't get it twisted.
You know what I'm saying?
Behind
They're-
closed doors.
It's all spirit
Hence
first.
why they have it how it is.
Yeah.
You can't have it
They're
how it
doing the
is.
spirit
Right,
first stuff.
right.
And they're like,
doing it.
Right.
oh, it's filtered into language.
People
It's
think it's
easy.
money,
Yeah.
it's power, yes.
It's not.
Power within. They're dealing with power within.
They profit off of the ones, the very few that are controlling everything. They profit off of everyone being divided. And they profit off of everyone being lost. I don't know how long it goes back to. You could even say they're playing a function of the program.
Yeah.
You're playing a function of the program, you know. Whether they have you want to say they have a soul or they have a not or whatever, they're playing a role. Yeah. I kind of look at I kind of had a different perspective from when I started doing this work and removing these things to where I'm at now. Because they've said to me, they've even come out and said, why are you doing this to me? I've helped you. I was doing this and that for you, and now you're coming at me. Why? They're just a program. They're just serving a function. If you want it, it's there. You want that, that's there. You want help with that, it's there. And I think that is also very necessary. Because it's like you want to walk to the higher realms, you need someone at the door, bouncer at the door. Yo fam, you sure you don't want to go downstairs? You sure you don't want to go downstairs? Yeah, I'm going to walk right through into the heavenly gate. You sure you wouldn't rather enjoy yourself down there? And it's like, you know what? I would, you know. And then that keeps that space clean and clear. Because if there is anything inside that wants that, then you can't be there. And it's needed. It keeps it clean. If you want to say Satan, yeah, is the ultimate bouncer. Because if you want it, it's there. You want the heavenly divine, they're there. Everything is there for you. Like a freaking banquet at the table.
Yeah, that was another thing about like everything that's around us, and you can call into whatever you want, but it's down to you.
You went good.
Yeah. I didn't, and that was the other thing. I was like, what the hell? And I didn't even. I'd be like, yeah, mother's here. I'm like, see mother move. Yeah, it was mad. Yeah, it was just. He's like, father's there too. It's like, I couldn't see father.
He was the first one there.
Because I could just see the door, like moving slightly.
He was the first one there, bro. When I first started, that was him. That was there.
Because I could feel a presence, but I couldn't see.
Mhm.
But with mother, I could see mother
Mhm.
move. But it was just, I was like, what is this, man? But it made me know that because doesn't mean because you can't see. And when you was just speaking about radio waves and all these things, and being people say, oh yeah, but this stuff you're talking about, I'm like, your phone. Think about how your phone works. Like, if you was from another planet and you came in, you looked at the phone, you'd think, this is amazing. It's working with nothing. It's not plugged into nothing. It's not. It's just working. How is this working? And obviously, frequency just going through the different wires, copper wires, through the green little thing, and then it creates this thing that makes the screen work.
It has its own laws. It has its own laws and its own thing. It's a whole world.